In this video we will show you that throughout history, several queens have been known for their brutal or controversial acts, earning them infamous reputations. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Now, let me show you some past queens whose actions were considered especially cruel or gruesome. Queen Mary I of England 1516 to 1558. Known as Bloody Mary, she earned her nickname by persecuting Protestants in a violent effort to restore Catholicism to England. During her reign, she executed around 300 Protestants by burning them at the stake, an act that left her with a dark legacy in British history. Queen Ranavalona I of Madagascar 1778 to 1861. She is remembered for her brutal reign of terror over Madagascar. She sought to preserve the traditional ways of life and resist European influence, but her methods were extremely harsh. Tens of thousands of her subjects were killed, many through forced labor, public executions, or grueling punishment methods like the Tangina ordeal, which involved poisoning to determine guilt. Empress Wuzixin 624 to 705, the only female emperor in China's history. Wuzixin ruled during the Tang Dynasty. While she was a powerful and effective ruler, she was also ruthless in consolidating her power. She ordered the execution or exile of many of her rivals, including family members, and is rumored to have used torture to eliminate her enemies. Her reign is marked by political purges and acts of brutality. Queen Isabella I of Castilla. While Queen Isabella I is celebrated for her role in uniting Spain and supporting Christopher Columbus's voyage, she was also responsible for the Spanish Inquisition. Along with her husband Ferdinand II, she ordered the forced conversion, expulsion, or execution of Jews and Muslims in Spain. The Inquisition became infamous for its use of torture and executions. Catherine de' Medici 1519 to 1589. As Queen of France and mother to 3 French kings, Catherine de' Medici played a major role in the brutal wars of religion. She is often blamed for the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre in 1572, where thousands of Huguenots French Protestants were slaughtered in Paris and across France. While it's debated how much responsibility she bore, the massacre stained her legacy. Queen Margaret I of Denmark 1353 to 1412. Margaret I is generally seen as a skilled and effective ruler who united Denmark, Norway, and Sweden under the Kalmar Union. However, her reign also saw ruthless suppression of opponents, particularly in Norway, where rebellious nobles were executed or exiled. Though not remembered for large-scale atrocities, her harsh policies were infamous among her enemies. Empress Irene of Byzantium 752 to 803. Irene of Athens ruled the Byzantine Empire and is infamous for blinding her own son, Emperor Constantine VI, to retain power. This brutal act allowed her to rule alone as empress, but it horrified her subjects and contributed to her overthrow. Her legacy is marked by her ruthless ambition, even at the expense of her own family. Queen Zinga of Ndongo and Matamba 1583 to 1663. She is revered for her resistance against Portuguese colonization. However, her reign was also marked by brutal tactics, including executing rivals and forcing women into harsh servitude. Empress Dowager Cixi of China 1835 to 1908. She wielded enormous power during the late Qing dynasty. She is criticized for her repressive policies and extravagance at a time when China was suffering great internal strife and foreign invasion. Her resistance to reforms contributed to the decline of the Qing dynasty, and her regime saw harsh punishments for dissenters. Queen Elizabeth Báthory of Hungary 1560 to 1614. Known as the Blood Countess, Elizabeth Báthory is one of history's most infamous female serial killers. She was accused of torturing and killing hundreds of young girls. Legends suggest she bathed in their blood to preserve her youth, though this may be an exaggeration. Despite her noble status, she was eventually tried and imprisoned for her crimes. Queen Cleopatra VII of Egypt 69 to 30 BCE. She was last pharaoh of Egypt, is famous for her political acumen and relationships with Roman leaders Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. However, she was also known for brutal power plays, including ordering the execution of her own siblings to solidify her rule. Her reign, while historically significant, was marked by ruthless tactics to maintain power. Queen Zenobia of Palmyra 242–70 for CE. She is often celebrated as a warrior queen who defied Roman rule, but she also led a campaign of brutal conquests across the Eastern Roman Empire. Her ambition to expand her kingdom through military force resulted in the destruction of cities and the slaughter of her enemies. Though a symbol of resistance, her methods were ruthless. Queen Liliuokalani of Hawaii 1838–1917. She was generally remembered as a compassionate queen. Her reign saw controversial efforts to retain power amid growing pressure from American interests. Some accounts describe harsh measures she took against political rivals, including imprisoning those who opposed her, though these acts were driven by attempts to save her kingdom from annexation. Queen Tamara of Georgia 1160–1213. She is celebrated for leading her kingdom to its golden age, but her reign was also marked by brutal military campaigns. She led conquests across the Caucasus, causing the deaths of thousands in her bid to expand Georgia's influence. While a strong and capable ruler, she used violence to crush internal dissent and extend her power. These queens wielded immense power, but their legacies are tarnished by the gruesome or harsh measures they took to maintain control, often at the cost of innocent lives. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more exciting content and updates.